Hey guys, it's Matt. I've got this new channel I'm trying out called Wisconsin Sports Talk. I'm going to be talking about various things, Wisconsin sports. Occasionally I'll talk about professional sports, maybe other teams, if I've got something to gripe about. So we'll see how that goes. But today I wanted to talk, firstly, about Greg Jennings and his comments he made. Well, I guess you could say any of the comments he made, but more specifically, what he said recently about how the Packers brainwash their players to think that they're on a different tier or a level above the rest of the NFC North teams. Um, to that I say, I don't know, Greg, what have you been watching? Like, if you look at the past 20 years of, um, what was the NFC Central and now the NFC North, you're going to find that the Packers have dominated this division. They're the only team in the past 20 years with a Super Bowl title. Make that two Super Bowl titles. They have the most division titles with 9. So that's head and shoulders more than any other team. I want to say the Vikings have 7. Don't quote me on that. But the Vikings and Bears behind the Packers, and then, well, the Lions are just terrible, so they're bringing up the rear. But it's kind of strange to me because I really admired Greg Jennings. I thought he was a class act and a talented player, not an elite level wide receiver, but a good player. But now I don't know. Now that he's gone, he's left Green Bay, he's in Minnesota, and he's saying all these stupid things. It's just like, man, like where is your head at? You're a good player, but to say all these things like Aaron Rodgers made you. You didn't make him. You didn't make this team. You didn't take that team to a Super Bowl. Without Aaron Rodgers, that team in 2011 doesn't go anywhere. So, man, it's just, I don't know. It's brain numbing to me, but uh, we'll see how this plays out this year. I think the Packers will sweep the Vikings yet again. Well, actually, they beat them 3 times last year, but they'll beat them twice this year. Vikings probably won't make the playoffs unless Adrian Peterson can rush for like 30,000 yards or something. Um, Moving on, I'm gonna keep this one short, but Brandon Jennings, um, so he's with the Pistons now. Well, my computer kind of went crazy there. So Jennings with the Pistons now. In his press conference with them, he blamed a lack of Milwaukee having a lack of talent as to why he took all the bad shots that he took. Um, and also he went on to say how much talent he has in Detroit and how it could be sort of a lob city, is how he put it. Um, First of all, the Pistons are terrible, so I don't understand that. Secondly, nobody put a gun to Brandon's head and said, "Hey, take these terrible fadeaway jump shots from a foot inside the three-point arc with 20 seconds on the shot clock." Nobody told him to do that. And that's a terrible excuse saying you're on a bad team that forced you to take bad shots. If anything, try try and turn things around. Try and facilitate. Um, Kind of my view on Kobe Bryant, who's a great player. He he is a great player, but he oftentimes makes players around him worse. Okay? If you're an average player, a slightly above average player, you the more you're touching the ball, whether it's shooting, passing, ball handling, whatever, it gets you into a flow and helps you play better the whole game in every facet. Your defense, whatever, it all improves. Um, with a guy like Kobe, it's post up from 20 feet, hold the ball for 15 seconds, and probably make a tough contested shot. That doesn't help the team. And relating that back to Jennings, you're not Kobe Bryant. So I just I don't see what you're trying to say when you didn't have the pieces around you. Facilitate. You had shooters like J.J. Redick, Mike Dunleavy. I realize these aren't star players, but them shooting three-pointers is better than Brandon jacking up some bullshit. Okay? And trust me, in the NBA you can get open looks. It happens often. Um, so yeah, just some crazy stuff by Jennings. He's a talented player, I think, but he needs to realize that he's not an elite level player. He's If he's scoring 20 a game, that means the basketball team he's on won't be doing well. If he can develop into a true point guard who can just take care of the ball, take good shots and score maybe 12 to 15 a game, and then try to focus on his defense, becoming a better defender, and that's where he could reach his full potential. Um, One thing that's always drove me nuts about Brandon as well is he still weighs 169 pounds, and I think it's going to be his fifth year in the league. Um, okay, I'm coming off 2 shoulder surgeries in which I've lost 20 pounds, and I still weigh 170. I've been able to lift in 2.5 years up until recently, so I weigh 170. Sorry. How is it that an NBA player who's been in the league for 4 years hasn't been able to put on any weight? Since he came into the league, he's been listed at 169 pounds. You cannot play defense in the NBA at 169 pounds. You just can't do it. So that's my Brandon Jennings rant. Um, One last thing I want to talk about is, well, pretty much how excited I am for Wisconsin Badger basketball to get going. Um, I realize it's not till November. They are taking a trip to Canada in August where they'll play 5 games against some schools there and I think some pro teams. Um, those games you can see online, so I'm pretty excited for that. Um, I frequent a lot of the Badger message boards, and the thing that comes up a lot is starting lineups. Um, what I think it's going to be for all you Badger fans, coming back, this is we'll say start of the non-conference season. I think Josh Gasser is going to be your starting point guard. If he's if he's healthy, he's bar none the best option at point guard for the Badgers. Um, no disrespect to Trayvon Jackson. I think he did a great job, the best of his ability to filling in last year at the one. I know he's not a point guard, but he made some big shots, but he was very frustrating at times, both turning the ball over and taking some poor shots. And then he also felt like he had to be that guy at the end of the shot clock when there was often better options on the floor. Decker, maybe Bergeron in the post, or Ben Brust trying to break down the defense. All three were probably better options. He felt like he had to be that guy when the shot clock was wearing down. Like I said, he made some big shots, but also it really hurt us, and he would just not be effective at times. At shooting guard, it's going to be Ben Brust starting again. Um, he really got going last year. Great shooting touch. He got a lot more confident. Um, Going to the basket, he can improve. He's not the biggest guy, but he can be a solid 10, 11, 12 a game guy again this year for the Badgers. Small forward, that's going to be Sam Decker, far and away the best player on the team. He was last year as well. Not really one to question Bo Ryan, but a little disappointed with how he used Sam last year. Offensively, he was the best player on the team. That's not really debatable. Defensively, a lot of Badger fans said that he couldn't stay in front of his man. He was weak. I mean, he does need to get stronger, but he wasn't as bad of a defender as a lot of Badger fans would like to make him out to be. Um, there's no reason Mike Bruzewitz and Ryan Evans should have played 30 and 30 minutes a game versus Sam playing 22. I would have liked to maybe see that 25, 25, 25, somewhere in that neighborhood. Um, moving on, the 4, that's going to be Nigel Hayes starting, a freshman actually, from Ohio. Badgers recruited him and beat out Ohio State, was the main school they had to beat out to get him. Big get. Um, he's about 6'6". I don't know, I haven't seen a ton of video on him, and I mean, we won't know a lot about him until the season starts. Bo keeps his cards pretty close, but I think he's going to develop into a Marcus Landry type player, potentially better. Um, he's very skilled. He can shoot the basketball. He can get to the hoop. So I'm really excited to see him play. And then at the 5 is going to be Frank Kaminsky, stepping in for Bergeron as he graduated. Um, Frank is going to be one of the biggest X factors on this team because there is a real lack of size, a lot of question marks at the 4 and 5 positions. Like I said, Hayes, the freshman, starting. So Kaminsky really needs to make a jump from his sophomore to his junior year here. He needs to play stronger. He needs to become a more willing rebounder, and he's going to have to score a little bit more. I think if Gosser's healthy, you have Bruston Decker. I mean, that'll take a lot of the burden off, but still. Off the bench, you're going to see Trayvon Jackson, who will play a lot, and he'll take I shouldn't say an expanded role. He's going to look like a lot better player this year because he's not going to be asked to do as much, which is great. He can be moved to an off-guard position. He won't have to handle the ball, make all the big decisions, but he'll get more open looks, and he'll be able to take more quality shots. So that's going to be great. Besides Trey, you're going to have Bronson Koenig, the phenom, who I cannot wait to see play. I'll just say he's electrifying and leave it at that. George Marshall will be in the mix. Vito Brown, another freshman forward from Ohio, probably going to be in the mix for some playing time. Some other question marks, Douye Dukin. Douye can really shoot the ball, but defensively, I don't think he's ever gotten to where Bo Ryan would like him to be, and that's kind of limited his ability to get on the court so far. Another big question mark is, can Evan Anderson come in and give us, say, 3 to 5 minutes here and there? Because we may need it, but we'll see. Evan's a hard worker, and we'll hope for the best with him. But that's really all I've got for today for this first installment. We'll see if I keep up with this or not, but if you guys made it through this 14 minutes of video, appreciate it. Thanks for listening. Have a good one.